Well, folks, it's time for tonight's pregame ceremony. Let's send things over to public address announcer Peter Burns.
Good evening, everyone. Please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as we begin tonight's special ceremony. Please welcome tonight's on-field hosts, original Chatham A's play-by-play broadcasters Guy Benson and Dan Duva. Guy and Dan spearheaded the launch of the Cape Cod Baseball Network 20 years ago and called A's games together for 4 years in the early 2000s. They will have a special broadcast on July 9th of the Chatham Anglers against these same Orleans Firebirds at chathamanglers.com. Click Broadcast Central for their 20th anniversary broadcast. Without further ado, here are Guy Benson and Dan Duva.
Coming up on July 9th. Guy, you ready for that?
We're ready. I'm a little rusty, so let's go. Here's the fact. On this date, 100 years ago, July 4th, 1922, a local newspaper reported the following.
The Chatham Athletic Association has been organized with a membership of over 60 to date and is still going strong. It is association to promote sports in general in Chatham and to have a strong baseball team during the summer months.
9 months later, in April of 1923, the Chatham Athletic Association convened for the first time. In the 99 years since, the association has honored exactly 4 men with the special distinction of having his jersey number retired for all time. And tonight we recognize those 4.
Number 29, the late Ed Lyons, manager.
Number 23, Matt Fincher, coach.
Number 15, John Schiffner, manager.
And number 19, Big Ed Baird, pitcher.
And we will hear about and hear from each of these Chatham legends. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, will you please join us in welcoming to Veterans Field, Matt Fincher, John Schiffner, and Big Ed Baird. Of course, we deeply miss the late Ed Lyons, who passed away in 2011, age of 85. And as we remember Eddie, we also think of the Lyons family. Ed's wife, Kay, their 3 daughters, Karen, Beverly, and their many grandchildren. Eddie Lyons managed the A's guy from 76 to 82.
Yep, his 4th and final stop at the Cape League. He had stints in Wareham, in Hyannis, and in Falmouth, and he finished here in Chatham. And under Lyons, Chatham won regular season titles in 1976 and 1980, then the whole thing in 1982, winning Chatham his 2nd Cape League championship.
And at the time of his retirement in 82, he was the winningest manager in Cape League history, 331 victories, a record which stood for 17 years. And in 2000, Lyons was named to the Cape League Hall of Fame's inaugural class. And in 2007, he spoke to us on the broadcast about Chatham and becoming a Cape League Hall of Famer.
No question, I enjoyed the Cape League. I came to the Cape League after a long time in minor league baseball. In fact, when I was inducted, I concluded my speech by saying, this is my Cooperstown. For an old right-hander that didn't make it all the way. This is my Cooperstown.
That was Ed Lyons speaking to us in 2007. And of course, 21 years ago yesterday, July 3rd, 2001, Lyons became the first person to have his jersey retired by the Chatham A's. And today, we salute one of the league's true greats, Hall of Famer, number 29, Ed Lyons.
And one of our honorees here, John Schiffner, you were an assistant coach under Lyons for a number of seasons. What made him special?
It was just the way he made you love the game. You know, he took it out of the kids. He made the kids really enjoy coming to the field. You felt comfortable. You got better. And, you know, you just always knew Eddie had your back. As some people who may remember Eddie, he was tossed out quite a few times. But it was just a great experience playing for Ed, because his background was tremendous. You know, he was a player's manager, and it was just a great experience for me to have him as my first real mentor. He was like a second dad to me, and I really learned a lot about life as well as baseball from Eddie.
Our next honoree had his number 23 retired in 2006. It's Coach Matt Fincher. Finch came to Chatham in 1997, spent a decade with the A's, patrolling the third base coaching box. He also mentored hitters, overhauled the team's baseball clinic, and directed field maintenance. Fincher helped the team win the 1998 Cape League Championship and developed some of his trademark catchphrases, or maybe sound effects. Here's a sampling and a bit of an explanation from 2004.
All right, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. There you go, Carrera. Dan, I'm eating at 5th Avenue just like I did yesterday when we scored 10 runs. Come on, come on! Ruby, hold up. Now get it going right here. I want to hold up. Holy mackerel. Hey, old Frankie, call. On hard. All right, here we go. Another run, another run. Keep plugging away. Hey, battle here, battle here. All right, all right. Hard, hard. See the flip now, see the flip, see the flip. Oh, Corey, hold up. No, let's go, let's go. Come on now. Don't say it, hold out. You kidding me? Hard, hard. Yeah, there you go. Hey, one out now, not in a hurry on the line drive. Got ball there, see it through. Holy cow. Hey, yo, Corey! It's out, it's out, it's out, it's out.
And now the explanation.
And it seems as though every game you shout out things that most people just find unintelligible. And what are you saying down there?
Well, anything that comes to mind, but I'm just trying to stay awake and keep the guys in the game is basically the end result of anything that comes to mind.
Well, give us your favorite phrase you say down.
I guess my favorite, because Schiff gives you such a hard time about it.
And what does that mean?
Absolutely nothing, Dan.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing, apparently. The cackling laugh, the Run Hard t-shirt, the one-of-a-kind personality. Finch made an impression on everyone. Fans, campers, coaches, and of course players, hundreds of whom went on to play professional baseball after learning from Matt Fincher here in Chatham. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to Veterans Field, number 23, Matt Fincher. Finch, what stands out to you about your decade here at Veterans Field?
Well, a lot of things do. Certainly just the general experience here is probably the number one thing, and that certainly starts with Schiff and Martha. The Athletic Association was excellent to me and the A's at that time. The town supported the team to the hilt, and just a lot of good, positive memories, and a time in my life I'll never forget, certainly.
Wow, that is Matt Fincher.
Thanks, Finch. And by the way, that montage was edited down from 30 minutes and less. Our next honoree, very familiar to most of you here at Veterans Field if you've been to a couple games through the years. He is John Fincher. John Schiffner. The iconic number 15, I know. I almost got you guys married there. He had his jersey retired in 2017, and Schiff, you started out in this league as a player for Harwich in the 70s. You're at Providence College, your beloved team, and then you began your run in Chatham as an assistant in 1978 under Ed Lyons. Part of 4 championships, an assistant for the titles in 82, and then 92, and then manager of the A's for the winning the whole thing, the championships in 1996, and then again in 1998.
Reached 200 wins in 2001, 300 wins in 2006, and in the summer of 2007, Schiff was on the verge of more history. It was the night of August 2nd, 2007, right here at Veterans Field. Chatham hunting for a playoff berth, and Schiffner was just 1 win from a record.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. He threw it past him that time. And now it's 0-2. Just 1 strike away from finishing this one off. It's a 10-1 lead for the A's in the 9th. John Schiffner is not even out of the dugout. Pitch. Swing and a miss! Strike 3! The ball game is over, and the man who is the face of the Cape League is now on the top of the heap. 335 wins for John Schiffner. He pops out of the dugout, embraces some of his players, and now the whole team goes out and dumps the Gatorade bucket on Schiff. He's soaked. Harvey Shapiro got a little soaked as well. They shake hands. The photographs come flying with the flashbulbs popping. Martha comes over. They kiss and embrace. John Schiffner is the winningest manager in the history of the Cape Cod Baseball League. 335 wins, puts him ahead of Don Reed, just a few more than his mentor, Ed Lyons, who's here tonight.
Was it special to have Ed Lyons on hand during this last week and then during this record-breaking victory tonight?
You don't know what that means. You do not know what that means. Eddie called me a number of years ago when Don Reed broke his record, and he encouraged me. He says, hey, well, let's keep it in the family, keep rolling and see if you can get the most wins. And, you know, I'm very, very pleased I'm able to do that for Eddie, because I learned so much about the game of baseball, you know, not only techniques but managing the game, handling college players, handling kids this summer. If it wasn't for Eddie, I would not be standing here right now.
So there you go. That was John Schiffner back in 2007. Managed the A's for another 10 years. Became the first to 400 wins, the first to 500 wins. Retired after the 2017 season, following his 25th year as manager with a total of 541 victories, all of them with the Chatham A's. He was inducted into the Cape League Hall of Fame in 2018.
And more mind-blowing stats. Over 34 seasons here, he coached nearly 1,000 different players, including more than 150 future major leaguers and 42 first-round draft choices. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary face of the Cape Cod Baseball League and the Chatham A's, number 15, John Schiffner. And Schiff, July 4th, Independence Day, Chatham, Orleans. This really is what it's all about, the Chatham experience. What does that mean to you?
Well, it just means the opportunity that the young men get, and it's not just the Chatham team, it's the Orleans team, the Harwich team, but in particular for the Chatham kids to come here to this beautiful community, to come here to this association that, you know, works so hard during the off season to get this ready to go, and just everything here. The crowds, people come to Chatham just to go to, they don't even know who they're playing, they come and watch the Chatham A's play because they're in town and watching Chatham. There is something unique, something very special, and you know, I hope the guys over in this dugout really can appreciate that. And you're not going to feel it for next year, year after, a couple years down the road. You know, you're going to go, wow, I was in the Cape League and I played for the Chatham A's and I played against that guy and I played against this guy. And it's just a special, very, very unique place to be. And it's thanks to all these people and all the people who are the volunteers for the A's organization.
Thank you. That's John Schiffner. And switch to this one now. Our final honoree is the only Chatham player to have his number retired. It's right-handed pitcher out of UConn, number 19, Big Ed Baird. Baird has been a centerpiece to baseball in Chatham in 2 remarkable tenures. First, as an all-star pitcher in the 1960s, and now as an association director and volunteer.
In 2020, Baseball America ranked Baird as the 18th best player in the history of this league. Over 3 seasons, 65 to 67, he compiled a 16-2 record. In 1965, he set a record with a 0.45 ERA, not bad. And in 1966, he led the league in strikeouts. Then in 67, to cap it all off, he helped Chatham to its first modern-era championship. Then in 2005, skipping ahead a few years, the Chatham A's hosted a reunion of the 1967 championship team. Ed helped organize that event, and he spoke with us on the broadcast following a big Chatham A's home victory.
One of the questions that the local newspaper asked me is, what was the reaction when we started to call the boys and ask them if they'd be interested in coming back? And everyone said yes immediately without any, I'll get back to you later, any lack of enthusiasm, let me think about it. So everybody we called and we were able to find came back, and everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful time.
When you came out on the field with your teammates from 1967 and were awarded your rings and got just a great reception from the current fans of the Chatham A's, Did you have goosebumps as well?
Yes, I did. And when I stand on the field, even now, I have goosebumps because I remember being here many, many times before. The field's, although it looks a little bit nicer and it's got a newer scoreboard and it's got lights here now in dugouts, the field is the same field that we played on. And so anytime you step on it, you feel like you were a part of the past again.
Well, that was a springboard for Ed Baird to reestablish his ties to the Chatham A's, eventually becoming our treasurer, merchandise coordinator, and a Cape League director. Ladies and gentlemen, a legend on the field and off, the newest addition to our exclusive group of retired jersey number honorees. He's number 19, Big Ed, Ed Baird. Ed, as you stand here, we heard there were goosebumps in 2005. How about now, after being part of this organization for all those years since?
I've got goosebumps right now. I would like to, first of all, let me apologize for my hoarseness. I think I'm losing my voice, but I was fortunate enough in my freshman year at UConn to be invited to play for Chatham in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and that was 1965. That rolled over again into 1966 and rolled over again into 1967. And without question, those 3 summers were the best summers of my life on and off the baseball field. So I would just like to thank everybody that's here tonight to honor us. It's very important. All the people who have supported us over the years and followed the team. And I'd like to thank the Chatham Athletic Association for thinking that I'm worthy of this recognition. Thanks to everybody.
And now, please welcome representatives of the Chatham Athletic Association. President Steve West and General Manager Mike Galen. Steve and Mike are presenting our honorees with individual plaques to commemorate their jersey number retirement. These are personal versions of the plaques which now adorn the front of the Veterans Field press box. Number 23, Matt Fincher. Number 15, John Schiffner. And number 19, Ed Baird. Now we ask Finch, Schiff, and Big Ed to take the field for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Whenever you're ready, fire away. Perfect strikes. One more round of applause for Matt Fincher, John Schiffner, and Ed Baird, and of course Ed Lyons, who will always be remembered here at Veterans Field on our press box for their contributions to the Chatham Anglers.
Second pass over. Good luck. Feel good.
The season doesn't start till July 4th against our leads.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Woo! 7 o'clock, be there, baby. 7 o'clock, Doc. 7 o'clock, be there, go ahead.
Thank you so much.